guys, it's Peyton, and today I am going to be talking about some good books that can get you out of a reading slump. I just organized a list of books that I have loved for a while that I remember really grasping my attention and keeping me very interested to the point where I couldn't put the book down. And hopefully this might help you out whenever you're feeling like you're in a slump and need a really good book to pull you out of it. So the first book that I have here is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. I personally gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a really fun ride, and the whole thing that kept it really interesting was the fact that the main character, Emily's best friend Sloane, has gone missing along with her parents and has left no word on where she went or anything about it other than leaving her list of a bunch of crazy things to do. And Emily believes that if she does everything on the list and checks them off, that somehow she'll be led to find her best friend Sloane. It's really a story of her trying to become comfortable without her best friend by her side all the time because she really relies on her. It's just her coming into herself, and also the crazy journey of doing all the crap that was on the list, and also just being like, where the heck is her best friend? Like, where the heck did she go? And there's also a cute romance that's in here and lots of fun friendships sort of things. So I really enjoy this book, and I think it's one of those books that you just keep thinking about and really want to know what's happening at the end. So that's why I put it on this list today. The next book I have is one that you might have heard about if you've been on BookTube within the last couple of months, and that is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This book is about a world where no one naturally dies anymore. It just doesn't happen anymore. They're immortal, so there is these group of people called Scythes that are under the duty of having to basically kill people and keeping the population under check. And in this book, we have a girl named Citra and a guy named Rowan who are apprentices for a scythe, but only one of them can become a scythe, so they are kind of training to see which one of them are a better fit for this, and it's kind of a life-changing experience for them, and it's just very fast-paced, twists and turns all the way through. So I thought this was a good choice for this list. It's definitely one that will keep you very interested, and I believe I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I can't remember because I read it a few months ago, but I really enjoyed this. The next book is one I really want you to read. I want you to read all of these, but really, this one is so good. It is Warcraft by Marie Lu. You might have heard about it, but if you're one of those people that heard about it, but haven't actually picked it up yet and not really sure if you're interested in it, I'm telling you, you gotta pick it up because I wasn't really interested in it, but my mom bought it for me for Christmas, so I just thought I would give it a go. And let me tell you, I was shocked by how good this was, and I read it really, really fast. It's not that big, but it was so fast because I couldn't stop reading it. And there's a second book that's coming out, I believe in September of this year, and I'm just so ready for it. And I'm seeing all these people with arcs of it, and I'm like, give it to me, I really want it. This book is about a girl named Amika, and she lives in a world where they have these sort of glasses things that take you into this virtual reality world, and you can play games and crap. But it's also this huge business where there's huge championship games where millions upon millions of people watch around the world of just players that are really good at the game. And one day Amika kind of hacks herself into the biggest game of the year, and everyone sees, because everyone's watching, and they're like, how the heck did you hack yourself into this game? And the whole world saw it. So it's like, who is this girl and how did she do this? Missy, shut up! Missy, shut up! Missy, shut up! You can shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Okay, you can shut up now. This book is so fun and I highly recommend it. It's such a fun ride. And Macy, oh my gosh, shut up. If you think you're not gonna like it, you're probably still gonna like it. Like, I don't know, I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I loved it. It's just one of those books that you cannot stop reading. And Macy, oh my god, shut up. The next one I have here is another really popular one, so you might have already read it. If not, reread it. It's so good. Like, I have a newfound love for it because I reread it this year and it was just so great. And that is Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. I know I probably already pushed this on you guys, but really this one is so good and it really captures your attention and it's an interesting world. The main character is just a queen. Like, she has this huge character development arc throughout the series and it's just something to behold, really. It's about this girl who has a killer touch. So if you get touched by her, you basically die. And she is currently in a cell for this, and one day she gets let out to be used as a weapon sort of thing for the government. And it's just so interesting. It's a great series, and I know you might have already read it, but for those people that haven't read it or just haven't gotten to it yet, I really think that this is a one that will be for you. I just really love this series. It's so good, and I can't wait for the next book, which has been recently announced will be called Defy Me, and I love that. The next book I'm talking about is a recent read for me, and that is Brightly Burning by Alexa Dunn. This is a Jane Eyre retelling in space. It has so many twists and turns. It's very mysterious, so it keeps you really wanting to find out what's gonna happen, and if you're not really a fan of sci-fi, I will let you know that this one is like not hardcore sci-fi where there's all these confusing terms and like this weird world. It's one of those just, it makes sense and it's not too much thinking. You're just reading it. The story is interesting. The character interactions are interesting. I really liked this world and it made me excited to pick up more books like this, and I'm really excited for Alexa Dunn's next book. I think this is a book that many can enjoy. I read it in 2 days, so it was an easy one to get through, so I think this one belongs on this list. The next book I have on here is one that got a lot of hype a few years ago. It is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This book has another sort of mysterious sort of aspect where you just want to find out something, and I think those are the best type of books for reading quickly or getting yourself out of a slump because you want to know what's going to happen. So this follows a girl named Leah who is a princess, but she runs away after she is about to be forced into an arranged marriage. And there are two people that are sent out to find her. It is the princess she was supposed to marry and an assassin that is meant to kill her. And in this journey that she goes through, she meets both of these guys, but we have no idea which one is which. So we're having to read it to try to figure out which person's trying to hurt her and which person's trying to marry her, but they're also kind of a romancy thing happening with both of them, so there's kind of a love triangle, but I don't think it's that painful as some of the other ones can be. It's just definitely an interesting one, so I recommend this if you are trying to get a quick read that you really want to know what's going on. The next book I have here is an old favorite that I loved a long time ago, Flawed by Cecilia Ahern. This book is really interesting, and I read it so quickly as well. It's about a world where everyone is supposed to be perfect. And if you're not, you are labeled flawed, and you are basically the peasant of society. You get burns with these circles with the F's on your skin, and depending on how flawed you are is the amount of burns that you get, and certain places mean other things on how you are flawed. The main character is basically as perfect as you can get on the lines of the society, getting good grades, just doing like the right things, but one day she decides to help a flawed person, and you're not really supposed to interact with flawed people, and she ends up with a horrible sort of sentence where she gets burned in the most places anyone has ever been. Basically equals that she is the most flawed person in the entire world in their minds, and it follows her journey to becoming this complete outcast and how they just realize that this system is so messed up and no one's perfect. So she goes on a journey and it's just crazy interesting in my opinion. You're probably like, why the heck does she get flawed so much? There's a big baddie who she used to know that is mad at her for all of this crap. She helps someone. This is just another one that is really interesting and good. The last book I have on here is really popular, but there's always some people that still haven't read it, and I need to push it on them to read it because it's legit one of my all-time favorite trilogies. I really want to reread it soon. I've read the first book twice, but I never continued on to rereading the other two, which is a shame because those are my favorites in the trilogy. And this is the Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare, starting off with Clockwork Angel. These make you absolutely fall in love with some characters. It gets you so sucked into the story, into the world of Shadowhunters. You can read this before you read the Mortal Instruments series. You can read it halfway through the Mortal Instruments series, which I recommend because the later books in the Mortal Instruments series, you will get spoiled for these. A lot of people say to read Cassandra Clare's books in publication order, which I agree with because that makes sense. And you won't be spoiled for anything. But these take place in the 1800s in London, and it follows Tessa Gray, whose brother has went missing, and she somehow gets wrapped up into the world of the Shadowhunters after meeting William Herondale, and I will forever love that man. You just won't understand how amazing these characters are until you read them in these books. Like, it's just so amazing. Like, I love these books so much, and they are perfect for getting out of book slump. So those are all the books that I'm going to be talking about today. I hope this helps someone out there. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like it, comment down below. Have a good day. Please subscribe. Make sure to follow all my social medias, which are linked down below, and go click the bell button, which is right by the subscribe button, which you should have already clicked, and goodbye.